Hey there, this is Rob. I'm going to show you 3 new menu items that we just added to the websites. So as you can see in this example here, I have a menu on the top that's running off the screen. Now I'm on a 15-inch laptop and I've got a lot of items here and spacing that makes it run off the screen. So a couple options now we have to deal with that. If you go under Designs and Desktop Layout, then Menu, you can see down here 3 new options: Overlay, Top Responsive, and Bottom Responsive. Let's start with Overlay. So with Overlay, you can see the menu is laying over the top of the entire site, which is pretty cool. So you can have lots of content, and you can make the menu pretty big and awesome, use lots of different colors. So the way it works is you get a little icon over here. This is called a hamburger icon. And when you click that, the menu shows up, and then you get a little X, and you can X out. And of course, when you select something off the menu, it disappears as well. Now, there's a whole bunch of new settings that are associated with this overlay menu. We go here under Layout and then Menu. We can scroll down. And you get the menu overlay options. So this is for the overlay. You get the font size and then a sub font size. And then so you can see when you click on something with a sub, that reveals itself once you click on it. We get a font color. We get a hover color. So when you hover over something. Select color to show you something selected, like gallery here. The background color, so this whole background can have its own color. And then a transparency, so if you go to 1, we're solid and you can't see anything back there. And 0 is completely transparent. The justification for all this text, I've got it centered. And then the overlay text position, so top, center, and bottom on that. Some padding, so vertical and horizontal padding, a text gap, the justification for the submenu, and the gap for the submenu item. So as you can see, a lot of these are blank because it's inheriting them from the original menu settings, which are up here. So if you have a menu already set up or using one of the designs with a menu and then you switch to overlay, it will inherit those settings and you can sort of override those in this menu overlay options. Now below that, we have options for the icon. So the icon up here is this little hamburger icon. You get a size, a line width, a side, so it can be left or right on your website. And then you get offsets to position it, so you can position it using these settings, and then you have your margins and all that kind of stuff. So using the margins and these settings, you can place it anywhere on your site on the left and right. A color, and then an overlay color. So when it's on the overlay, when you get the X out, you get a color for that. So a lot of options. Pretty excited about this because it allows you to have a very big menu, or as you can see, a very minimalist site. So using this icon, the images can go top to bottom. There's no menu to worry about, and when you click on that, the menu appears and gives people a lot of options. So I'm really excited about this new feature. So a couple more options here for the menu. So in addition to overlay, we have top responsive and bottom responsive. So what that does is it takes a site that has a menu. If your menu is running off the edge of the site, you can sort of decide to have the menu appear on larger screens. Then when the screen gets small and it runs off the site, you can have the icon, the hamburger icon, show up. So if you choose top responsive, in this case, you will want to go under Website Container, and down here you'll see this new setting called screen width breakpoint. So that sort of decides at what width is the icon going to show up. So as you can see in this example, I'm going to want it to be wider than this because my menu's running off the screen in this example. But as you can see, as I move the screen closer, it suddenly switches to the icon. So the menu disappears, and you can see all the space for the menu is gone, and then the images run full screen. So that's responsive. So that's really great for smaller screens. You can really set it up so on a desktop you get this full menu, and then on laptops and when people are using smaller devices you get the smaller screen. So one more thing to show here is, so you'll notice when the screen breaks that the menu disappears and that icon appears. So now the images are running top to bottom. And your logo is on top of the images. Now, if you want to preserve the space that you had here previously, there's a little trick. So the menu, you can see the menu here has a width of 180. So what you want to do is go into Website Container and set up a top margin that's the same as that, 180. And then here's the little trick. Go under Menu, and there's a new setting here called Margin Overlap. So this is going to overlap the margin with the menu, and you go ahead and put that 180 in there. Okay, so now there's a 180 margin, but then the menu is overlapping that, sitting on top of the margin. And then, so when you go ahead and break the screen and go to the icon, that margin's preserved. So it's kind of a nifty trick we added in case you don't like the effect where the menu disappears completely. So you can keep that together by adjusting those two settings. Okay, that's it for the new menu settings. I'm really excited about this and can't wait to see what you guys create.